Today, we are going to talk about customer journey, at least the very beginning parts of it, because this is a huge topic that I don't think gets talked about enough. And I'm gonna lay it down for you. Okay, so a many objection to the cold DMs lately. People just pop in and be like, do you want more Instagram followers or you want to be an ambassador to my product? Well, let me tell you what's going on here. you know, if you walked into a bar and you went up to someone and you said, hello, would you like to get married? They would look at you like you're a crazy person. And if you think approaching your customer is any different than that, then you better keep listening to this episode, quite frankly. So, with branding, you are building a relationship. You are showing up consistently, authentically as yourself, and you are building a relationship with your audience. And so it's imperative that you get to know who your audience is, who your ideal client is every step of the way. Yeah, and I'm like all for the ideal client avatar, but this is a little bit different than that. We're gonna go deep into some of the like first stages of your customer's journey of knowing who the heck you are. So again, you wouldn't walk into a bar and be like, hi, want to get married? Because that would just be weird and awkward. And so you do not want to do the same thing with your clients and your customers and your audience. You want to be like, hi, I'm here, buy my stuff, because they don't know you. They don't know what you're about. They don't know what your brand is. And so it's such a turnoff when people do this. So please, not on my watch. Will you ever do this? Right? You promise me? Okay, good. So, what I want you to do, and we're going to walk you through a bit of a process here, is think about your ideal client, maybe someone you've worked with in the past, and or someone you would love to work with. This could be a fictional person or a real person, but I want you to imagine that particular ideal client, ideal customer, and I want you to imagine them most likely late at night before they go to bed. And what are they struggling with? What pain are they experiencing where they would even begin to research the topic in which you are an expert in? Because we've already owned that you're an expert in it, right? Okay, good. So that's out of the way. So what feelings are they having? Are they frustrated? Are they feeling ambitious, excited? They're either typically moving away from a pain or moving towards a pleasure. So you have to kind of feel out and or know from your own personal past experience what is going on with them in the moment. Do they just want more clients? Are they looking to lose that next 10 pounds? Do they have the quarantine 15 and they're like, oh my God, what happened? I have to get my body back in shape. Did they just have a baby and they're already tired and they have no idea how they're going to get through their weight loss? Or I don't know why that health example just came up. So, you know, think about your ideal client. What are they thinking? What are they feeling in that moment where they're going to like start Googling, start going on Instagram, start researching something that's going to help solve their problem? What are they feeling? Jot that down. If you're not driving or whatever, if you've got a sec, just like jot that down real quick. What are they feeling and what is the pain that is coming up? What is the very specific particular problem that they're looking to solve? And then I want you to think about what are they searching for? Like think, because you know the jargon of your business, you might know specific terminology that you would introduce to someone to educate them further on what they're experiencing. I want you to go all the way back to prehistoric times before you even knew any of that stuff, or imagine yourself as, the ideal customer and what they would put into the search. And you might even, or you can even recall, okay, when so-and-so came to me last year, this is the question that they were asking me. So you want to address this very first step first. Sometimes, and I've seen and what confuses the audience or confuses your ideal client is that you're already jumping 6 steps ahead because steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are very obvious to you, but they're not obvious to your customer. So I want you to walk into that bar and be like, hello. And before you even introduce yourself, I want to go, I noticed that you have a sad look on your face. Let me help you with that. So, what is it that they're feeling? What is it that they're thinking? What are they researching? What are they putting into the search Google bar? Think about that. What is the very first question they're asking? Is it, how do I lose 10 pounds? Is it, how do I get better sleep? Is it, how do I get more clients? Is it, how do I make more money in less time? Is it, those are my examples that came to my head, so, and you want to provide them value and give them the answer to that very first question. Because again, there's a myriad of options out there where people can find several different resources. And the reason that they're going to choose to listen to you in all of the noise is because you're addressing that very first, what we call a pain point or a strive for pleasure point. And you want to address that first. So hopefully something came to mind, something either you've experienced yourself or you're like, if I thought about it and I put myself in my customer's shoes, here's what they would be thinking and feeling. And this is the very first question that they would want answered. Now, say it's get more clients. Like that is a whole big mammoth of a question to answer. And there's many ways, many roads to get there. So then I want you to break it down. It was like, what's the very next step your customer could take? And this is what you're going to build as either your free giveaway to get their name and email. This is what you're going to build as some of your static posts on Instagram and Facebook. This is what you might talk about in an IG live. This is what's going to give you the content that is actually going to resonate with your audience. So I also like to think like, what are the 10 most frequently asked questions that you get every time you get on a call with someone who might potentially want to work with you? And or what are the 10 should ask questions? What questions should they be asking you, but they don't know what they don't know. And so they don't know to ask you this question that will leapfrog them into solution, into getting out of pain, into feeling much better about where they're going and where they're headed. And even though in that moment, you might not be able to take those 10 pounds off of their body or get them a full night's rest, you'll at least get them that one step closer. Is this making sense for you? I sure hope so. So you want to that, and then we go on from there in the customer journey. This is just step 1 that I'm going to cover in this podcast episode today. But it's the most important. It's you walking into that bar and having that, confidence and that perfect outfit on and seeing the person across the room and approaching them and knowing exactly what to say. This is the relationship that we're beginning to build because you want to help, because you want to serve, because it's not necessarily just about acquiring another client. It's about knowing that you can solve the problem that they need solved. So I hope that was helpful to really review and look at what is that very next step and how can you help them take that very next step towards what they desire or what they no longer want to have in their lives. And again, this is what becomes your free gift, your free offer, your static post. This is what content you can start creating. And then you go from there. Okay, now they know who you are. What's going to make them follow you and or engage with you? Either put their name in their email, respond to an email, comment on a Facebook or an Instagram post of yours. What's the very next thing? Okay, how can you provide more value in that very next step. Okay, we've gotten you this far. Now let's get you this far. And can we all get over the fear of like, I'm going to give away the whole kit and caboodle, and then they're not going to actually want to pay to work with me? This is not true. This is not true. The mentality tends to be like, if you're giving me all of this for free, I can only imagine what it'll be like to be in a paid program of yours, or to pay for your product. If you give them, say, skincare tips to use even with what they've currently got in their cabinet. But then you say, if you want to fast track this, or you want to relieve your acne right here, right now, and have a complete transformation in 4 weeks, this is what the product will do. This is what this regimen will do. This is what we can help you do, et cetera, et cetera. Because even, again, I always go, point back at yourself. Look at your own behavior. I know I need to work out. I know I can get on the Peloton or go take a jog or re-sign up for the gym or lift a few weights. I mean, I can YouTube it. I can kind of know what I need to do. But if I watch a few videos of the trainer and I get excited about it and I feel like a little bit of like soreness the next day and I like the energy of that person, then you know what? I'm going to sign up. So, and again, this isn't necessarily about like, let's get all the signups and this is like a growth hack. No, this is like you really helping people understand, one, what it is you do, two, how you can get them from A to B, and then eventually all the way to Z where they truly desire to be. So this is how and you got to pay attention to your customer journey. You got to pay attention to the words that they are saying. This is so key, you guys, because you know your own jargon, all of the fancy words. They're likely not saying those fancy words. So the next time you're in conversation with someone, I really want you to listen. 2 ears, 1 mouth, right? I really want you to listen. Are they saying, I don't want to commit to my brand? Or are they saying, I'd really like to have an authentic presence in my audience's blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to say something different than what you're going to say. And you need to know what those words are. And then you need to start using those words and build a rapport, build the relationship with your audience, build. I love this. So customer journey does not get talked about enough. I'm going to leave you here with this step. I want you to bring this to fruition. I want you to start paying attention to what your audience is saying. Ask them. People are more than happy to tell you, like, hey, if you sat down to coffee with me for 1 hour and you could ask me one question and get it answered completely, what question would you ask me? Boom. You've got content for days. For days. I love it. I love it. I love it. So try this out. Let me know what happens. Take a screenshot of this episode. Give me a little aha moment that you had and tag me at Design Crew on the gram. And I can't wait to party with you more in the next episode.